Death Episode 3, Matrimony. Cold open, interior. A pleasantly warm Metropolitan Hospital break room. Peter sits in the break room eating his lunch with the TV on. Gina comes in looking flustered with her lunch and sits, emptying the contents and plowing into a sub sandwich.
Hey. Jesus, slow down. You'll choke.
I'm in the best place for it.
What? Chew.
I'm in the best place for it. I gotta eat fast before someone else drags me away.
Rough shift?
Yeah, the worst. Are those Pop Rocks?
Don't judge me by my dessert.
Pop Rocks and soda.
Yeah.
Isn't that dangerous? Like, couldn't your stomach explode? I feel like I heard that.
Urban legend. It's actually awesome, like an explosion in your mouth.
Isn't that what I just asked?
It's harmless. Here, try a little.
Gina hesitates, but takes a sip of soda and a handful of Pop Rocks. She sips the soda and looks to Peter once more.
Go ahead.
Gina throws the Pop Rocks back and waits for a second. Her eyes bulge and she spits into her sandwich wrapper.
Oh, God.
Whoa, Gina.
It's in my nose. Oh, my God. I can feel it in my own face.
Here comes it over the napkin.
Blow it out your face.
It's just, it took me by surprise. Ah, it burns.
Blow.
End of Cold Open, Death Opening titles. Act 1, interior hospital hallway. Chuck and Peter discuss a patient in the hallway as Claire hobbles up for a chart with her foot in a cast boot.
Oh, that's sexy.
I don't want to know your fetishes, Dr. Marcus.
I'll see you, Pete.
Hey, you. Not you. Get lost. I need you for an urgent consultation.
Here goes, interior hospital room. Cut to Chuck and Claire making out in an unused room, her knocking things over with her unruly boot.
No, wait, I actually wanted to talk about something.
Yeah? Is it the wedding? Because didn't we have a rule, professionalism and all that?
Yeah, it's just you'll be walking Barbara down the aisle anyway, and I'll be there in that ridiculous blue dress and my big clumsy boot. I sort of forgot to get a date when I fell off a fucking building.
Fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Saves me a few phone calls.
Chuck kisses her again and lifts her scrubs. Claire beats him back.
No, not the workplace.
Right.
Kidding. One for the road.
Claire pulls up her scrubs again. Surgery. In surgery, Peter and Gina work in silence, save for the radio on lightly in the background.
Suction.
Gina daydreaming.
Nurse Shaw.
Yes, Dr. Marcus.
Suction.
Right. Sorry.
Something better holding your attention this afternoon?
Oh, just Barbara's wedding this weekend.
Right. You know it didn't work out with that girl from the Hogshead, if that's any consolation.
Don't worry. It's not.
You're not going to gloat?
I seem the type.
You can pretend all you want. I know you went home very upset that night, and I've been trying to think how to make it up to you.
Well, you were right. We said no rules. Keep it casual. It was me got all turned round. No hard feelings.
It's just I do care about you, Jen. I don't like hurting people I care about.
Pause as we see a single tear in Gina's eye.
Best be more careful then. You're certain after all, aren't you? Try to care more, aye?
Gina smiles, but Peter continues on in silence for a moment.
How about something simple, like a nice lunch, after the weekend?
Are you seriously asking me out after all that?
I don't know, maybe? I can't help thinking maybe I screwed something up that was worth being more delicate.
Gina's eyes widen. She seems not to know what to say. Interior hospital, the big board. Gina at the board. Death sidles up, all smiles.
Can anyone else see you?
Well, it'd sure be weird if everyone saw you talking to yourself, wouldn't it?
Then sign in or something. Look like you have some business here. You look like a vagrant.
Death considers these comments and shrugs, looking to the big book and scrawling something out. Gina looks.
John Doe Smith? That's the best you can do.
It's not like anyone reads these things.
It's more or less my job, actually.
Well, anyway, I am here on business.
Gina looks concerned at this, but is interrupted by a hobbling Claire before she can speak.
Hey, who's this rugged cowboy? Friend of yours?
Could say that, sure. Claire, this is Mr. Grimm.
Death kisses Claire's hand.
Charmed.
Indubitably. Does Mr. Grimm have a first name?
Is his first name, surname Rapier? Ain't it, Mr. Grimm?
Oh, that's clever.
Claire spoons over him a bit.
Well, Mr. Rapier, we've got rounds. I suppose we'll be seeing more of you about?
Oh, yes, quite.
Claire goes, winking at Gina. Gina shakes her head no, then turns to Death.
I can't believe she doesn't remember you.
Well, it was quite the bump on the head. You know, just as well. Hate loose ends.
State your business.
I think it's high time we sprung little Jimmy out of this dump.
Gina's face goes pale. Interior hospital room, night. Gina and Death step into Jimmy's room. He is asleep with machines ablink, hooked up to breathing tubes. End of Act 1. Act 2, resume scene, interior hospital room, night.
I haven't even seen him awake since yesterday.
Well, let's give him a rouse then, shall we?
Death nudges Gina toward Jimmy's bed. Gina seems reluctant.
Go on, old girl. You can do it.
Hesitant, Gina places a hand on Jimmy's shoulder, and the machines start making noises. Death lifts his hand, and they silence to a dull whine. Jimmy opens his eyes.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Nurse Shaw. Mr. Smith?
Oi, Big Jim. How you feeling today?
Better, I think.
Well, that's good news. How much better?
Jimmy's soul swings up out of his body, fully dressed in normal little boy clothes, and faces Death and Gina.
A lot, actually.
Going for a walk? What do you say we split this frozen banana stand?
But my legs,
What about them?
they don't.
What's this now? Thought you said you were feeling better. Little scamp liar. Give him a go then.
Jimmy hops down, holding Gina's hand, and finds he can stand quite easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I am feeling better.
And dress for a grand escape, if I don't say.
I really get to leave the hospital?
Yeah, Big Jim. Today's the day.
Hospitals are for sick people. You're not sick, are you, Jimmy?
Jimmy smiles. Death crouches to his level.
Now, it's not going to be easy, fella. We've got armed guards at every corner and cameras on every floor.
How are we going to get out?
Well, we can't take the elevators. Too slow. We'll be spotted for sure.
The stairs?
Sure as ship in the stairs. Fast as we can and absolutely no dawdling or ballyhoozits of any kind. Come to the window. See that light up the block?
Death points out the street light where the bus stop at the edge of the hospital sits.
Yeah.
That's our exit point. If we can make it there, we're home free, but you'll have to be brave. Can you do that for me, Jimmy?
I can do it.
And Nurse Shaw's going to head up to the roof to snipe anyone that follows us. Ain't that right, Nurse Shaw?
Right. I know you can do it, Big Jim. Make us proud and do it for all us still trapped back here in this dire plight.
I will, Nurse Shaw. Promise.
With this, tears in her eyes, Gina hugs and kisses Jimmy's soul.
Time is of the essence. No more tears, lad. Let's go.
Goodbye, Nurse Shaw.
Goodbye, Jimmy.
Let's give them hell.
Interior hospital hallway. With this, Death and Jimmy run down the hall. Gina looks out, following them at a slow trot until she reaches the elevator, smiling and wiping away a tear or two. Exterior hospital and street. Outside, she looks down the road and sees them still screaming, laughing, and running as they approach the street light. Then they both disappear in a flash of white light. Gina smiles and walks to the spot, lighting a cigarette. Death is suddenly beside her and borrows the cigarette, takes a drag, and passes it back.
Those will kill you, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It wasn't as bad as you thought, was it?
No. I mean, he wasn't going to get better. Shame to see a bright kid like that slowly get the life sucked out of him. Better he's free of all this, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, to see him run like that, I never thought I'd see him even walk. It was nice. Warmed me heart, really, that. He's better off. Now, wherever it is you took him, he can run and play forever now. Can't he? We should all be so lucky, eh?
Death seems uncomfortable about the direction of the conversation. He continues to steal drags as he speaks.
look, Gina, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not better on the other side, like either one side or other, really. It's just very different. It's difficult to explain, but know this, dear Gina Shaw, there isn't anyone there that doesn't wish they were still here. In the end, this is what you get. This is your life, your hand, your chance, your window. The window closes and you're something and somewhere else. And it's never the same.
Death hands back the cigarette.
Jim didn't get much of a chance. And that is a tragedy, no matter how you slice it. You got a much bigger chance at life, this world. And make it count for something, Jim.
Gina takes back the cigarette.
Aren't I?
Good.
Oh, I'd say so.
Good.
But who am I?
Interior, Gina's apartment, day. Gina prepares a bag for her trip in her apartment. She applies some lipstick in the mirror and notices Death sitting on her dresser, leaning against the wall.
What do you want? I'm on my way out for the weekend.
I'm obliged to try and talk you into snuffing it at least once a fortnight in the interest of tidying up your particular odd little open end. Should we open a window in here? Air the place out from all that hairspray? Give you a wee nudge?
I just used a touch for my bangs.
Well, it was a generous touch. I might just get lucky and you asphyxiate. Are you really going to stag to this thing?
Sure, why not? Ain't like I'm a bridesmaid or anything, center of attention and all that.
Like your friend Claire?
Ah, she's all right.
Well, it's likely to draw a bit of attention in that boot. How sad, though. I've seen gals snuff it who are always a bridesmaid and never a bride, that sort of thing. But you're not even that.
Stop it. I ain't snuffing it this weekend. It's a time to celebrate life and love and all the wonders of this world you're always going on about.
Well, fair enough, but should you decide to drink yourself to death, it's a wise way to go. I have it on good authority. The minibar charges in the suites at the Hyatt are outrageous.
What does the Grim Reaper do with his weekends anyway?
Master Grim Rapier? Work. What else?
Well, I'm off. Enjoy anyway and pine for me if you like.
As if you were my type.
What is your type then?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Doubt I would. Au revoir.
Yeah, cheers.
Gina leaves Death alone in her bedroom, fiddling with her randomly strewn bras. Exterior, Gina's street, afternoon. Gina hails a cab. Interior, taxi cab. Progressing into late afternoon.
To the Hyatt on the beach.
You got an address?
Oh. Didn't occur to me there'd be more than one.
Course not.
Just head that way. I'll get directions.
Cabby rolls his eyes, cut to further in their journey.
Okay, left on... Oh, wait, that's from north.
Exterior truck stop, late afternoon. Cut to the side of the road, Gina asking directions at a truck stop, and the attendant unfolding a giant map. Exterior, an impressive hotel, early evening. Cut again to Cabby, pulling up to the beachside wedding tents next to the hotel.
Thank you. Sorry again.
Off the Cabby goes. Interior, luxurious hotel lobby, early evening. Gina checks into the hotel. When she turns for the bellhop to take her bags, it's Dev in his usual getup plus a silly bellhop hat.
Bags, miss.
Thank you. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, come on, Jim. I couldn't let you go stag in your fragile condition.
I'd be a lot less fragile if you didn't pop up in every dark corner of existence.
Oh, it's a bit dim in here, isn't it? Old Hollywood affectation, I guess.
You are not my date for this. I told you I'm fine. I'm a grown-up. I can handle a weekend by myself with me friends.
Gina's started moving toward the elevators and signals for Death to bring her bags. Death reluctantly obliges, his little joke having fallen flat.
What? Come on.
Interior, Gina's somewhat less impressive hotel room. Cut to inside the room, Gina rolling her eyes. Death puts down her bags and stands in the doorway with his hand up for a tip, resuming the joke.
You're still not invited to the wedding, and you're not sleeping here. Find another hobby besides pestering me. And if you were gonna come bother me anyway, you could at least rode along and told me I had the wrong beach.
Gina slams the door closed on the other side, interior posh hotel hallway.
When are you going to learn to charge your phone? Could have saved you a couple of hours. You just plug it in when you go to sleep. Lots of people do it.
Death smiles and walks off, picking a snack off a discarded tray on a cart in the hall and leaving his bellhop hat. End of Act 2. Act 3, interior, Gina's hotel room, late afternoon. Gina sits in her room watching Love Actually on TV. She calls Claire.
Hey, Claire, just checked in. Tell Barbara I'm here, okay? And just let me know when you want to meet up for rehearsal. If you want to. I'll just be here, hanging out. Maybe go for a swim. Okay, bye.
Gina puts down the phone and sees she has a text message. She looks at it. It's from Peter.
Thinking of you. Have fun out there. Try to get a little bit of a tan. You're like a ghost.
She puts it down and returns her attention to the TV, unsmiling. Interior, fancy hotel banquet hall, evening. Rehearsal dinner. A young man shows Gina to her seat, and Death is shortly beside.
Tell me the truth. You're not here on business, are you?
Nope, just here to bother you. And the catering is said to be excellent.
Why don't I believe you?
Claire and Chuck sit down, and Death is suddenly gone.
Hey, Jen. Sorry I missed your call. Busy, you know.
Sure. Hey.
That and old hop along here don't take the steps so well.
Shut up.
Do me a favor. No more tumbles from high places this weekend, all right?
Do my best, Marm.
Attention, everyone. We're going to get started. Thank you all for coming.
Interior, hotel banquet hall kitchen. Fade to Gina sneaking away to snack in the kitchen and overhearing Chuck and the groom, Larry.
What can I do for you, Larry?
I just wanted to say formally, I appreciate you coming out in spite of our differences. And I want you to know I have every intention of proving myself worthy of your sister's hand.
Look, Barbara's a grown woman. I don't have any problem with you personally.
But a soldier is not good enough for your sister, right?
I didn't say.
I never laid a hand on her, not once. And you know that. Just because your father said—
Larry, let's not do this. Not here.
You're right. You're right.
A moment passes. Gina is doing her best not to be seen.
It's your party, man. Come on.
Chuck and Larry depart, looking solemn. Larry has a noticeable limp and walks with a cane. Gina, still hiding, lets out a relieved sigh. Interior, hospital. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Peter works in private in relative darkness. Betty pops her head in.
You called Dr. Marcus?
Betty, yeah. Can you dig up Mr. Carter's chart for me?
Sure thing.
Thanks.
Betty goes, and Peter thinks for a moment before picking up his phone and checking it. We see no new messages flash on his little screen. Interior, Gina's hotel room. Morning. Gina wakes in her hotel room to an alarm. She gets up and pampers herself in the jacuzzi. Interior, hotel dining area. Gina heads down for the continental breakfast, eating alone. Interior, Gina's hotel room. Gina goes back to her room and puts on her outfit for the wedding, examining herself in the floor-length mirror. Then she sits at the bathroom mirror to apply her makeup, stretching to smooth the wrinkles in her face, then watching them reappear and plucking a gray hair or two. Once she is almost finished, she stops and looks at herself, then begins to cry. She shakes it off and fans her tears so as not to smudge her freshly applied mascara. Exterior, the wedding ceremony on the beach by the hotel. Day. Gina makes her way onto the beach and removes her shoes, walking in the sand to the crowd of more barefoot, nicely dressed wedding participants. There, waiting for her, in tux and bare feet himself, is Death. Gina smiles to see him.
Really?
I meant it when I said I wasn't letting you go, Stag.
Gina tears up a little. Death removes the small flower from his lapel and puts it in Gina's hair.
Come on, Gina. It's a party.
Gina kisses Death on the cheek and they sit a couple rows back. The ceremony commences and we fade to the dancing portion of the evening. Exterior, beach wedding, sunset. Larry takes the mic.
Testing. Hello. Hi. Thank you all again for coming out to enjoy this beautiful day. It's a long time coming, and there were days I thought it might not come. So let's kick it off, okay? Barbara.
The DJ plays a song and Barbara stands to join Larry on the hardtop dance floor. Gina, standing next to Death, Claire, and Chuck and drinking champagne, averts her eyes at the sight of Larry's prosthetic foot.
Oh God, I can't look.
Oh, you're not going to want to miss this.
Death turns Gina's head and she squirms, fearing a somewhat awkward display as Larry puts aside his cane and takes Barbara's hand. The music picks up the tempo and Barbara and Larry dazzle the applauding crowd with a surprisingly well-rehearsed routine that favors Larry's good foot. Gina is elated. Exterior, beach wedding, evening. Fade to a slower couples dance. Gina sits alone with her champagne and watches Claire and Chuck dance together, looking quite smitten with each other. Larry approaches and cuts in to dance with Claire, and the crowd of dancers laugh good-natured as the two, laughing, hobble comically about to the rhythm. Chuck stands aside and grins good-natured. Gina smiles at this, but looks just a little sad. She checks her phone. One missed call. Peter. Before she can check it, Death holds out his hand. Gina takes it, and they dance. Death, as we've established, is a surprisingly good dancer and shows off by dipping Gina to the crowd's immediate approval. Gina smiles as though for a moment she is the belle of the ball. Exterior, beach wedding. On the driving path. Night. Fade to Barbara and Larry making their happy departure. As the limo drives off into the night, the crowd shouts its well wishes and Death looks pensive.
What's the matter?
Gina, you may as well know now. It's the happy couple I'm here for.
Well, yeah, we all are.
No, Gin, I mean, 20 minutes down the road, there's going to be a collision. And no survivors. I'm sorry, Gina. This was their last beautiful day.
Gina looks faint and Death helps her to sit in the sand. She goes down awkwardly and looks like she may be sick.
It can't be.
Aye.
They had a whole future.
Well, no more than most, I'm afraid. What they had, Gin, is a past. A very fruitful one. And a lot more than little Jimmy got, and a lot more than some get. That man survived a war. To come home after everything and declare his love to the woman of his dreams, I'd call that a win.
But what you said about what comes next not being like life, that this is all we get.
No one made it count more than those two, Gina. And if it helps you, you should know they're consummating the marriage as we speak.
But
They made their lives count, Gina. More than you can know. I pity those who waste this life dreaming of an unseen one that comes after. Those two, they really lived. You can know that for sure.
Gina sits down as the other partygoers begin to depart and caterers start wrapping the food. Then she takes out her phone and dials.
Gina?
hello, Peter. I just like to say I want you to stop calling me. We can still be friends, but we'll never be lovers again. Or call it what you like. I'm not getting any younger, and we only get one shot at this. I'm tired of waiting for someone to realize I'm worth the time. Anyway, have a nice weekend.
Gina ends the call and puts her phone in Death's hand, then takes off her jewelry and gives him that as well.
Hold this.
Gina gets up and runs for the water. Death stands and looks quite surprised as Gina plunges headfirst into the frothy night waves. Gina screams with gleeful abandon. Death smiles a knowing smile.
Are you finally putting an end to our little stalemate?
It's cold!
Drown!
End of Act 3, end credits.